I'm ready.
All right, welcome to another Curlyssa's Client Spotlight. Today we have Miss Cynthia Respert. She is an AI expert. She's so amazing. She actually helped me with some of her. We used to meet on Tuesdays and talk about AI for about an hour and 30 minutes, and we talked about what we're actively working on. But again, she is an AI expert. She has AI build her academy.
Yes.
How are you, Cynthia?
I am amazing. How are you?
I cannot complain. I could, but no one would care.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so tell them a little bit about yourself. You actually got to speak here at Podcast Summit 2024, which we are here right now. It was amazing.
Thank you. It has been an amazing time. I was talking about how to 10x your podcast production and your podcast workflows, but it was so much deeper than that. And I say that because I leaned in a lot to the mindset because all of these tools that we're using right now, they could change next month. But if we have the mindset of how we view AI, use AI, learn it, and get those reps in, then we will be able to thrive in whatever changes the industry makes. So super excited to be here. Met some amazing people. Have some follow up things to do. So it's been good.
Yes. So one thing that we were working on was an active funnel for this exact event. We had some holes, we had some pieces, we had some tears, everything. So we'll tell y'all a little bit about it. And this is why Cynthia is one of my most important interviews of this conference. It's because hers is active. You get the tea from the source as it's piping hot. Because
Yes.
in this one, we had some hiccups, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of hiccups. One of them being we didn't finish the funnel. And so right before, probably 2-3 hours before, the
Mm-hmm.
QR code.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The QR code was
Yes.
not a part of
QR
the
code.
presentation. So that's something literally right before this. We were trying to see how many people actually came in. I already know one thing that I'm changing within the funnel is moving the pricing from the pop up down to the bottom and then making sure that people can just put in their name, email, and phone number. So even if
Absolutely.
they can't buy, they can convert. Sometimes when it's events like this, we want them to convert quickly, but because her speech part is over, we're going to switch that. But just tell me your opinion about funnels and how this process was so far.
Well, first of all, always hire a specialist. I'm a techie girl, but this is the premise of who, not how. Get somebody who is an expert in that lane to do it. At first, I was hacking it like, oh, this would be great. Let me just put this together. But it's so much deeper than that. And as a CEO, you have time. Or your focus should be elsewhere. So it was just a godsend that Curlyssa was available. We did have a tight window, and there's some things that we missed, but it was a learning opportunity. Uh, but it was good.
Yes, and this particular event, she's not having just one event. It's kind of a three-ish parter. It is a 2-day, one with general admission, VIP second day, and then before that, she's having a webinar. So even with this event, we're still promoting this link and going out and doing different things from the actual event. So that's why another reason I wanted to interview Cynthia because she got to speak at large, but she's also going to be promoting on her platforms. She's going to be making sure the communities that she's in know about her event. But we just started with step one. So, with that being said, Cynthia, it was really cool working with you because you are an AI queen. And with that, you already had a lot of your back end together. You were able to know what hex codes were off bat. You already had your target avatar. So, tell me how you were able to do those things and how AI kind of powered that for you.
Sure. In terms of editing, first of all, you have to edit this just a bit because am I supposed to be recording?
No, no.
Okay, perfect. Sorry,
Just
you
make
just
sure your phone stays open.
yes, absolutely. So your question in regards to hex codes and all the things, I think that's an important point you're bringing out because I have the tech background. Like, could I have done it? Absolutely. Should I do it? Absolutely not. Right? This is why you hire experts in your lane. So I was able to do that because I've had decades of operations and systems experience, and I work with kids, so I had the creative side too. So I've long been into design, although I'm not a designer, and the operation side. So they come together frequently. So I was able to know what those things were to be able to provide Curlyssa with it. I use AI, so she needed some webinar copy, and I said, hey, and talked to ChatGPT, and it got it out immediately, and I was able to share it with her. So that's kind of how I know is my background, but it is a key lesson that just because you know how to do it doesn't mean you should be doing it.
Yes, and unfortunately, we didn't start work until probably a week before the event. And I also had another client to work on as well. So in my project management, this was a learning lesson for me as well because I'm like, okay, yes. It got done, but could it have been done better? Sure. Could we have gotten it done a little earlier? Yes. So
Hmm.
that's something for me that I went through. Something else that was also very interesting for me is Cynthia came with a person whose funnel she already liked. So we kind of inserted a template and then we meshed the two together, took
Hmm.
this part, left that part, and then she came with a full copy completed. I personally do not include copywriting in my services. If I did, my original price would be a little higher, and I'm not trying to hit nobody over the head. So with
Yes.
Cynthia, she already knows how to use AI. So if you need help with copywriting, make sure you hit up Cynthia and get your copywriting together. But she already came with everything together. So
Hmm.
from there, it's just making sure that that copy sounds good and looks good from a marketing perspective. For example, she had a very wonderful bio where I learned a lot about her. But as somebody that we want to convert quickly, especially for an event like this, we cut it down
For
to a
sure.
couple bullet points, and then we had a revision process. So I sent it back to her. She's like, it's not it. Do you remember
Hmm.
what I sent you? And I'm
Yeah.
like, no. And she sent me the proper thing. So we got that together. Then
Yes.
after that, we're like, okay. We had some date changes. I changed the date. She told me to hold on, but I changed it anyway.
Yes. Yes.
So we had to
Yes.
change that. So these are the part of the process, especially if you are creative or somebody that's working in the tech field. There are revisions to it, but when it comes to these things, having someone that does respect your craft is very important. That's one another
Yes.
reason why I appreciate Cynthia. So yes, that is
I would
very
say
good.
something too is from a project management standpoint, right? Is as a designer, you are an expert in your craft, right? You're
Mhm,
bringing a service of value that everybody doesn't have. So
mhm,
respecting your boundaries as well. So maybe anything for a tight window under your SLA, the service level agreement, to
mhm,
say, okay, for this time frame, this is what I do. You have a choice of these three templates, something you work with, right? Something you can churn
mhm,
out immediately or pretty quickly. And this is the copy I need. I know this is amazing and I know this is what you want, but for this time frame, this is what we do. What's your one, two,
mm,
three colors? And this is what we can do. If in fact we
mm,
have a further engagement, we definitely can put all the bells and whistles. But for me to serve you at a high level, I know my skills, I know what I've worked with. Let's use one of
mm.
these three. You pick it and we'll get it going.
Yes, Cynthia, this is why you're the queen. That feels so good because honestly, in the last 60 days, I've had four different funnels at a high level. So for me, it's like, okay, getting it done, making sure that for the people that have events, I'm in the event management side of things. I've been thinking, what is my offer? And for me, it was kind of the build it together. That side of my business will be called Plug Machine because you can plug it in and the machine is always running. So with Plug Machine, that'll be a little bit better, but just hearing that from a client standpoint is really good to hear.
Mhm. Because
Especially.
it gives the client a better result as well because you're at your best, right? You're not
Mhm,
frustrated. You're not trying to retrofit what the client desires. We can get
mhm,
everything you desire if you're in my SLA, service level agreement, within 4 weeks or
mhm,
3 weeks. But here where we are, we got these three templates. This is the
mm.
text I need. Plug and play. FYI, plug machine.
Yes, and these are why you go to these type of events so you can meet people like Cynthia, hear things like that, because that's something pivotal in my business. And if you think I wasn't listening, I was. So when you see that, just credits to Cynthia Respert. She's an
Yes.
amazing lady. But tell the people where you can find them.
Absolutely. So, Cynthia Respert on LinkedIn and Instagram. You'll be seeing a lot more content about the AI Builder Academy. So, super excited about it. The AI Builder Academy is like an ecosystem where we're empowering women to learn, leverage, and launch with AI. So, you learn AI, that means you're not afraid of it. You're able to use it, get your hands dirty, and then leveraging it is the automation. How do I make it work for me? And
Mhm.
then the launch part is where you build low and no code apps to fill the gap in the market because there's people out here getting this AI money, this AI peace, this AI sanity, and oftentimes women are left behind the eight ball. So that is my passion. The community is BYOB, bring your own brilliance. And men have asked, hey, I'm not a woman. Can I? You absolutely can. You'll just be surrounded by a whole lot of brilliant women. So definitely invite you to tap in there. That's www.aibuilders, BUILDHERS.com. And again, on LinkedIn and Instagram as Cynthia Respert.
Yes, and thank you so much for coming on. Make sure that if you need help with your content or any type of marketing, you join us for the content creation retreat happening in the 757 August 30th. And thank you for joining, Cynthia.
Thank you for having me.
Period.
Awesome. I was looking, I was like, oh, Lord.